Hello. Hans Christian Andersen employs most of the elements, themes, and motifs of the fantasy genre that Dr. Hill lists in her handout in the story The Nightingale. First of all, we're going to talk about the curse or the blessing. The sweet live nightingale is a blessing to the emperor at the end of his life when the artificial nightingale cannot sing. The nightingale saves the emperor's life when she sang to him at his darkest hour. An example of the portrayal of good and evil is when the sweet, innocent nightingale represents good, while the emperor's staff seems to evil and arrogant. There's also music prominent in this story. It's about the power of a nightingale's beautiful song. It's about the quest of the heroine. The nightingale is the heroine. She saves the emperor from death. She is always gracious and kind. It's about the power of friendship. The nightingale and the emperor develop a friendship at the end of the story when she agrees to tell him all the secrets she hears, and he agrees to conceal her role. There's also a trickster in this story. The lord-in-waiting and the courtier trick the nightingale when they ask her to come sing for the emperor because they do not tell her that they will keep her there once she gets there. There's a role of magic in this story. The emperor has a sword that is prominent, but we don't hear of its specific magic powers, but there is a sword there which is usually associated with magic. And for sure the nightingale herself is magic because her singing heals the emperor, and when she talks, thinks, and plans, although she is a bird. The magician's bargain. The nightingale promises to sing to the emperor every night and give him information about his kingdom, and he promises to keep her visits a secret. There's a role of the supernatural because death takes on a persona and comes to take the emperor away. There's an importance of certain colors. I don't know if you noticed, but white and gold are prominent in this story. And gold usually means, power, wealth, while white means purity, and white is associated with the nightingale. There is reason versus nonsense. When the music maker wrote his book about the artificial nightingale, no one could understand it. But people said they understood it anyway because they didn't want to appear stupid or have their bodies trampled upon. Okay, and then there was the appearance versus the reality. Theme is very prominent throughout the story because the nightingale is real in the story and the artificial bird is not a real bird. There's a Christ figure versus a Satan figure. The sweet Savior nightingale represents the Christ figure, and death represents the Satan figure. The nightingale is associated with white. Death wore the emperor's crown and held his sword, ready to take them away from him upon the death of the emperor. There's a garden motif. It's strong throughout this story from the beginning to the end. The theme of the wide world is represented in the forest where they go to try to find the nightingale and bring her back to the emperor. They don't dance, but they do celebrate when the bird sings. And talking beasts are definitely included. The nightingale can speak and think like a human. This story also teaches moral virtue through fantasy. The fable teaches that the friendship of the nightingale saves the emperor. She is pure and virtuous. The artificial bird could not save him or be a faithful friend because she was not real. And then there's a happy ending to this story. The emperor and the nightingale make a deal. The emperor lives and continues to enjoy the sweet songs of the nightingale every evening, and the nightingale promises to keep him informed of things that she hears about in the kingdom, and he promises to keep her visits a secret. Thank you for listening to my analysis, and I hope you have a nice evening.